Hey everybody, you're listening to Vol and we're watching another game from the TSL. Now this particular game is between Excello.CaStrO, who's a Zerg player, and Qpad.ZpuX. He spelled his name ZpuX, so I'm just going to pronounce it ZpuX. Sorry if you say it any other way, but that's going to be easiest for me. And this game is on Longinus, so we've got CaStrO as the purple Zerg at the top left position, and ZpuX is the white Protoss at the 3 o'clock. Now, the TSL, I've just been doing a few commentaries recently today for the competition. This one probably won't be counting towards the competition. It's just that I'm so excited about the TSL, I literally cannot help myself, and I just want to do as many commentaries as possible. So, here we go. Looks like a ZpuX is putting down his pylon just in the choke point, just to get ready for a fast expansion with maybe a forge and some photon cannons, depending on what the Zerg player does. And that's a very typical thing to do for Protoss, so often see that. You can pretty much predict what he's going to do after this. Just getting it with a drone, and if he gets to CaStrO's base quick enough and sees that there's no spawning pool, then he'll go straight for the Nexus. But if he doesn't scout his base in time, or if he sees a quick spawning pool, he will go for Forge first. And because he scouted the wrong location, we're going to see a Forge here. Any second down now. Yeah, so there's the Forge for ZpuX, and CaStrO's base has been unscouted so far, and he's indeed going down with around about a 9 pool. Well, it's an early pool anyway, it's just before his second hatchery, so he will be able to put some pressure on it and force ZpuX to put some photon cannons down. So we'll see how that works out. Very standard stuff between Zerg and Protoss. I mean, you see this all the time. There's nothing particularly special. And, I mean, I guess both players really want to play it safe. It is the TSL. It's a very important tournament. They are competing with each other to get a spot in the next round of playoffs, which will be a round of 32. That will be happening later on. But for now, it's just these guys going for a best of 3. This is the first game of the best of 3. We're on Longinus II, as I probably mentioned before, and as you would have noticed from seeing the map. 2 photon cannons going down from ZpuX now, and a group of Zerglings being egged away. Yep, here's the first group of them. Sending 2 of them over to catch the drone. As long as ZpuX micromanages that drone well enough. Sorry, not drone, I meant probe. Drones are the Zerg workers. Probes are the Protoss workers. Everybody knows that, except me apparently when I'm commentating. Okay, and this probe is actually doing really well to stay alive. ZpuX is doing a great job microing it around. He's put down his Nexus there, so as expected, going for the fast expansion, and CaStrO is putting down his second hatchery. A lot of Zerglings. We've actually got around about 8 Zerglings, possibly 10. There's the barracks, the gateway, as usual. Guys, when you're watching commentaries, it's very often to hear the commentator mix names up like that, like barracks, gateway, starport, stargate, getting the players' names wrong. It's so easy to do when the pressure's on and you're trying to talk your way through really quickly, so you'll have to forgive us. It's just quite difficult to do commentaries and not make any mistakes a lot of the time. Anyway, 10 Zerglings rushing towards ZpuX's base, but he's got probes in the choke point just ready to defend, so I don't think CaStrO will be able to break through with those Zerglings. First Zealot being produced. So he looks very safe, doesn't he? And those Zerglings, I think he might have just really wasted them. He's got less drones as a result. He could have had a lot more drones ready to transfer over to that hatchery. But he's putting a third hatchery down at the mineral only, and I think that's probably a good response when you realise that you've built too many Zerglings and you can't break in and do any damage with those Zerglings. Going for the third hatchery means that you can just spend the rest of the time just pumping it with the drones, because the Protoss player won't be able to send out like 1 or 2 Zealots to actually break the defense, because those Zerglings are going to be able to hold the line for quite a while. So Zerg player can really afford to just respond with a lot of economy, a lot of macro management going on from this point in time. So I think that's quite clever from CaStrO. Cybernetic score going down, that's the next building you expect in this kind of Protoss build, very common. CaStrO has put down that Overlord around the back, so he'll definitely know what's going on. And he'll be able to respond accordingly, and he knows, I think, that his choice of going for that third hatchery was correct. One thing that interests me is that he's put that third hatchery down at the mineral-only location near his base, where he could have put it at the 9 o'clock position with a double gas vent. And I think that's a safety precaution there. By the way, ZpuX, as you can see, putting down a Citadel of Adun, so he's probably not going for Corsairs, instead he's going for fast Zealot speed and possibly Dark Templars and High Templars. But back to what I was saying about the choice of the third hatchery location. If you put it down at the 9 o'clock, it's further away from your base, and I guess it's a bit more difficult to defend against a group of zealots charging out. But it pays off more if you secure it. I think Castro's reasoning behind this is probably that he doesn't need to get all of that gas straight away because he's just pumping drones, getting Zerglings, and maybe he's going to build even more Zerglings to try to go for a bit of a push in. But the thing is, he can get that fourth hatchery later at the 9 o'clock, and that's key. I think he'll expand there when it's time to, but at the moment he doesn't need to rush for that extra 2 gas vents. So I think that's quite good. Photon cannon pylon going down now for ZpuX. And the thing is about ZpuX's position here is that he doesn't know what the Zerg player is doing. We've got 2 evolution chambers. ZpuX doesn't know this. No lair tech yet. He's really just focusing on getting his upgrades, and he might even produce more Zerglings. And this is quite an interesting play from CaStrO. I quite like it. It's not the it's not fairly rare, but I think it is a little bit unusual that the Zerg player would do this. Usually you see Hydralisks or Mutalisks. And the thing is that ZpuX has to be wary of Mutalisks, because Mutalisks are a legitimate way of responding to this kind of build, and as such, ZpuX is going to have to put photon cannons down when he thinks the timing is right, and they'll essentially be wasted because he definitely doesn't need them against this kind of CaStrO build. We've got the 4th hatchery going down inside his base, so I think maybe when we see that 5th hatchery, maybe he'll then put it in the 9 o'clock. Even more Zerglings being produced, so that's the point of those evolution chambers. He's really just going to have a melee battle with those zealots when they come charging out. And fair enough, once you've got that many Zerglings, you can really start to hold off the zealots and beat them, or at least weather them down and prevent them from rolling over you. And when he gets that +1 to claws and attack, claws and defense, then it'll be worth it. Oh my god, Zealots rushing out now, so pushing out from ZpuX. I didn't expect this. He's just coming out right now. I guess those Zealots can easily take out the Zerglings now that there's enough of them, and they've got the speed upgrade. They've probably got +1 weapons. Sunken Colony is having to go down now at the 2 expansion locations for CaStrO, and those Zerglings are just running away from the Zealots. They know that they're going to have a tough fight if they do commit, and this is a fairly wise play from CaStrO, because he doesn't need to commit to the battle. He can wait for those Zealots to charge into the sunken colonies and take some damage. He just doesn't need to commit here, and this is quite good patience play by CaStrO. And as soon as he is ready, he'll attack. That Spire and Hydralisk going down and Lurker upgrade being teched. And he can afford this kind of stuff because CaStrO has played it safe, and he's built a lot of drones in the period of time before ZpuX has pushed out. Alright, Zerglings moving in, and it looks like we're going to have attack here. This is a full-on battle now between the Zealots and the Zerglings, so huge violence about to erupt here. More Zerglings streaming in. It looks like these Zealots are going to be taken out, and 5 of them left. They're not going to be able to survive, but they've got friends on the way, so 10 Zealots being grouped up here, and the Zerglings actually losing the fight now that the Zealot reinforcements have arrived. Great micromanagement by ZpuX, just pulling back the weak Zealots and making the stronger ones take hits. Therefore, he gets more mileage out of his shield regeneration. And in the meantime, he's got that third base, second expansion there for ZpuX. CaStrO will see this